In this tutorial, I'll teach you how to create the classic Star Wars intro scrolling text crawl for your video projects in Pinnacle Studio using your own text. Before we get started, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll find a link in the description below that will take you to our tutorial page on the Discovery Center. Here you can download a written copy of this tutorial to follow along. Let's get started. I have Pinnacle Studio opened up under the Edit tab. I'm going to drag the background image I want to use onto AV Track 2 on my timeline. Now I'll select AV Track 1 because that is where I want to place my text. And then I'll click on the Create Title icon. Here you can type in the text you want to use in this box on the right side of the screen under Text Settings. I recommend typing out the text you want to use in advance in a simple text editor like Notepad so that you can easily copy and paste it into this section. I'm going to open up the text I've already typed out in Notepad. Then click Edit, select All. Then right-click on my text and select Copy. Now I'll go back to Pinnacle Studio and go over to the text box. Then click and drag to highlight all the pre-existing text, and then click the Delete key on your keyboard to erase it. Now hold down Ctrl on your keyboard and press V to paste your text into the box. And now I'll press Ctrl+A on my keyboard to highlight all the text in the text box, and now I'm going to change the font type to Franklin Gothic Medium, which more closely matches the original Star Wars intro font. I'm also going to adjust my font size to 48. I can also click and drag on the grab points at the edge of the text box on the preview pane to resize the text layer. Now we can click on the Align Center button to align our text into the middle of the window, or select Justify Text, depending on your style preference. Now under Look Settings, click on Face. Then click on the Fill Color icon, and choose a darker shade of yellow to match the color from the original Star Wars movie. Then click Apply. And now we're ready to add some motion. Let's click on the Motions tab at the top, then click on Emphasis, and from here we're going to select Roll Up. Now let's click OK. If we preview this, you'll see the text scrolls way too fast. So what we're going to do is hover our mouse over the edge of the title on AV Track 1 until the arrow icon pops up. Then click and drag to extend the length of the title to around 25 or 30 seconds. You can adjust the duration length to be shorter or longer depending on the length of your text. We'll follow the same steps to adjust the length of our background image on AV Track 2. I'm going to preview this again, and now I'm happy with the speed of the text crawl. So now we need to customize the perspective of the text crawl so it has the same style as the Star Wars intro. To do this, we'll click on the title track on AV Track 1, then click on the Editor tab. Now select Effect, 2D 3D, and then 3D Editor CPU. First, make sure to select No Preset, and then drag your playhead to a point on the timeline where you can see your text. Also, make sure to unlock the lock icon under Size so that we can adjust the height to around 160. Then we'll go down to Rotation and change the tilt level to -60. From here, you might be happy with the effect as it is, or you can play around with the Y and Z positions. I'm going to adjust position Z to 120 to decrease the size of the title layer just a bit so the text fits better on the screen. You might also want to decrease or increase position Y to change where the text disappears as it crawls up. I'll adjust mine to 5. And if we preview our video, you'll see we have created a cool scrolling text crawl that looks just like the intros in the Star Wars films. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll find a link in the description below that will take you to our tutorial page on the Discovery Center. Here you can download a written copy of this tutorial to follow along and find other helpful tutorials for Pinnacle Studio.